think I'm ready for a sharp exit now, especially because I'm like downstairs in like a dungeon and it all feels a bit weird. I cannot actually believe this. Oh my God. No words, no words. Oh, it is really, really windy up here. I don't know if you can hear it, but we're on our way to Rhondda. It is so windy.
It's impossible to drive.
Reese has it's been like grabbing hold of the steering wheel and we're like, ah, and then we've got a wasp in as well. So it's been quite traumatic, but it's really, really throwing us around. A bit scary actually because it's so windy. Hopefully it'll be worth it when we get there.
We've just arrived in Rhondda and had a shower each because we're parked outside this sports centre here. We just paid €2 each to have a nice cold shower.
Oh, it was lovely as well, really nice. There's some, you can go swimming obviously, use all facilities there. Seems like quite a nice little park up actually. It's quite tight where we are. There's not a lot of space, is there?
No, it's a basic car park. It's not breathtaking views, but it's practical
and if you
and
fancy
facilities.
a game of table tennis, they've got free table tennis under shelter as well.
I'd say this were a good car park. I'm going to start scoring the park ups we go to, so I reckon this is probably a 6 or 7 out of 10.
Yeah, because it has got all the facilities.
It would be a 6 out of 10, but it gets an extra point because it's got a shower.
It'd be more if it were a free shower.
If it were a free shower, it'd be a 10. Anyway, nice and refreshed now, so we're just going to go and explore for the first time ever what Rhondda's like. It's meant to be a beautiful, it's classed as a small city. It's still in Andalusia.
Quite high up into sort of mountains, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it's kind of it's classed as a top mountain city, but it's meant to be quite a touristy place. There's meant to be quite a lot to kind of see and do here. So that's just kind of what we've seen on Wikipedia and Google.
We'll go find out.
Check it out. I'm looking for a bar, first of all. Beautiful roadworks. First impressions of Rhondda, extremely friendly. So seen on like social media, you know, you kind of see the best photos. So I'm looking for the photo of Rhondda that I've seen. And this guy were trying to say in Spanish, like basically you're in the wrong place, go this way. But he'd seen me looking at the phone and took his time to kind of say, no, you want to be this way, and gave us directions. So 10 out of 10 straight away for friendliness for Rhondda. Didn't even have to ask. On the back streets of Rhondda, which is nice. It's very, very clean, lovely, friendly people. But I've seen this square on social media that looks like it's got a little water fountain at the end of it and a few bars and stuff.
When you get there, it's really touristy and you won't like it.
Well, it says it's extremely touristy as well. Where we are now on these back streets is not. This is all local, which is normally what we like, actually. It's just because I've seen it on social media. That's probably it there, that car park. That's probably the square, and it's just, you know what these social media posts are like, they'll have just made it look great, won't they?
Talking about being polite, that is the funniest thing I've ever seen. We're pushing Daisy down here and she keeps sneezing. She just sneezed and this Spanish lady stopped and I think said bless you to her and then carried on walking. That is politeness, isn't it?
I feel like Mr. Bean. When, if you've seen Mr. Bean's Holiday, he's trying to find it, he carries a postcard or something around him and he's showing everybody this, and he finally gets there and he's like, wee, wee.
It feels a bit Greek here. I don't know why.
Yeah, it does feel a bit Greek. Well, I don't know, I've never been to Greece, but...
No, I've been to Greece, it does it. You don't know what it is, maybe it's the white buildings.
All bars are opening now because it's past siesta, so they're all coming back to life. They all go to sleep at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, they get back up at 6. And everything opens again then until about midnight.
I don't think I could do that, you know. It's like going to work twice in one day, isn't it?
Yeah, they go home, get settled, get Netflix on, and then have to pack up and come back out to work.
I think this is where you're looking for somewhere like this. It's round here, isn't it?
This is it, yeah, look, because you can see all the bars and stuff down there. They're all sat out in park.
You know this is going to cost us about 5 times as much for a bloody drink, don't you?
Well, they're all sat out enjoying a beer, look, in the mid-evening sun.
Do you know what? 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10, Reese. I don't normally say that to you, but this is good navigation. That's beautiful. Really, 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 really pretty. Look at the floor. I wonder who does this, and I wonder how much they get paid. Looks like a lot of hard work. Oh, that's nice and cool. I cannot actually believe this. I just walked up to the edge of this. It's like a viewing point, I suppose. The whole end of the park is like a viewing point. And I said, oh, I just know this is going to be gorgeous because steep mountains in the background. But oh my God, it's just... No words, no words. It is just... Oh, what would you give to us there? Look at that. That's one at Park Up's down there, but there's no shade whatsoever, but it is a beautiful place to park up.
This is without doubt the best view I've ever seen in my life. Talk about breathtaking, I don't even know what to say. I'm normally scared of heights and it's that beautiful, I'm not even frightened. Check this out. We spent the rest of the evening relaxing and found a lovely bar to have a drink at.
We've just received an email off a lovely lady from Canada. And sometimes we get these emails off people and it just absolutely melts your heart that you've touched people's lives in a way that's positive, and it sparked off kind of a big conversation really. So thank you to that lady for sending that email. I won't mention your name because it's, you know, we like to keep things confidential as well when people email us. And we're not a massive channel, are we? But we get these emails and, you know, and it don't matter that we're not a massive channel. It don't make a difference to us. It's about, we're just here to kind of show you our life, I suppose. Sorry, I'm just crossing road and I'm so bad with crossing road. Reese has got his arm around me already because he knows I'll kill myself. So we just sort of sparked this massive conversation really, and we talk about being free, and sometimes we will get messages off people where we've said before, we'll kind of say, well, it's all right for you, but some of us can't do this and some of us can't do that, and we get that, we totally get that. We will do a vlog at some point about how we kind of got over all of those hurdles, and sometimes we didn't get over them, we just had to find compromises. Yeah. But you know, we've got and have had the same commitments as everybody else, with kids and jobs and bills and debts and all those things. And we've argued over it, we've fallen out over it, we've had different perspectives over it. You know, I've got 2 children that are my children, and Reese has been step-parent to those children, and that you have different outlooks on life for those reasons as well. We've gone through all the same things, I suppose, as what other people do. But one of the things that we've just been chatting about is when we talk about freedom, it's not kind of quitting your job and running off in a van. That's not what we're expecting you all to do, just in case you're wondering.
There's thousand people that aren't even noticing.
And I know some of you have done that because you approach us and you tell us or you email us, and that's great. If it's for you, that's great. But it's not for everybody, and in fact sometimes I've warned people, especially young people, about being careful about just running off and being free, because oh, it's right, it's up there, love. Sorry, losing direction again. You know, I've warned people about kind of being free, running off in a van when they're young, and especially abroad, because, you know, if you run off in the heat together, in a brand new relationship,
Big mistake.
it can cause serious problems. Like being in the heat, being in a confined space together, every problem is 10 times bigger than it really is, and that can cause you a lot of serious issues, serious problems. We've had big news stories about stuff like that over the past year, a couple of years. So we're not encouraging you to go off and do that. And if it's for you, that's great, fabulous, enjoy your life. But if it's not, we're just sort of saying, what is freedom?
Till this point, and I've said this like in previous vlogs, where I'm quite extreme in what freedom is. And I'm all, I'm not an expert in this. Like, I'm discovering my journey and writing my story and our story as we go along and as I go along. And so it changes, and I've learned, and I was just saying, like, our daughter, she's got a career that she really loves. She really enjoys it. And I was saying to the other day that up until this point, I've always been like, the 9-to-5 world is a trap, and it's horrible, and it's this and it's that. And I've done 20 years career in the 9-to-5 world, sort of quite high up. And so that's always been my opinion, and she's actually taught me, because she absolutely loves her job, she really loves her career. She's taught me that actually it's not freedom, is it? It's happiness, because she's genuinely happy. She doesn't want to leave in a van. She's happy going to work, and she's happy in the career, and she wants to get to the top of her career. And if you are genuinely happy, then that is freedom, isn't it?
Exactly that. There are certain points in your life where you want to get up and put your suit on and go to work and build yourself up in that career, and you want to prove that you can do it. And not every day is going to be happy. Not every day is going to be fantastic, and you're going to want to get up at 5 in the morning and, like Reese was saying, travel in snow to get to work in December. Not every day is going to be brilliant. But as long as you've got that 90% thing, where 90% of your life you are happy,
that's the thing, it's the 90%.
Then that's fine, and that's brilliant. That is freedom.
We're not for 1 minute saying, and again, I've learned this. I've learned and I've refined what I mean by freedom. It's not a case of, I've had one bad day, so that's it. I'm packing everything in. And I'm moving to Brazil, and nothing else matters. Just because you've had one bad day. If you're consistently unhappy, then that's no longer happiness, and therefore it's no longer freedom, is it?
And make a change at that point. This thing that people use where they say, they're going through a midlife crisis and that's why they're making these decisions in their life, or they've lost it a bit. I don't know what's our Emma doing, what's she doing all this for, I don't get what she's doing. It's okay for you to be who you are, and you're not out there searching for yourself, because that's another thing people use as well.
Yeah,
like,
try and find yourself.
Finding yourself.
I've lost it.
They're off.
I'm not Wally.
They're off finding themselves, And you're not finding yourself. You are who you are every day when you wake up, and that might be different from one day to the next. You might be in a situation now, like we've been, where you realise that actually you want more out of life. You want to do something different, and maybe there is choices that you can make. And I think freedom, like Reese's freedom is happiness, which I agree, but I think freedom is choice to be happy. That's what I think it is. So if you can get yourself to a position where you don't have the debt and you don't have, the massive commitments that, maybe you can get yourself to where you are mortgage free, maybe you can move down to a smaller house, maybe the only debt you have is your mortgage, you can pay off your car or get a smaller car, trade in your car that's on lease and get one that's, a cheaper car or whatever. If you can clear off your debt and be more financially secure, then you've got an opportunity where you've got more choice, because finances lead to choice most of the time. So, unless you're going to literally down tools and take everything in a backpack, most people, they're linked to finances, and it's linked to things like family, children, commitments with them going to school or whatever else it might be. So you might have to figure out along the way these choices that you've got to make in order to get that freedom. And so I think we were just talking about, like, we are a travel channel. We travel, we film our vlogs, obviously. We film what we do, we vlog what we do. So we are a travel channel, but we're not, because we're not trying to just go to a place and show you something. We probably don't do that very well anyway, to be fair. We're trying to show you where we go, and we're trying to show you our lives and get you to be interested in that there's more out there, so that if you choose for that to be a 2-week holiday every year, that's fine if it makes you happy. But if you choose for it to be more,
then you can get to a point where that choice is possible for you. And we want to share with you all the things that we've gone through to get to this point, all the trials and tribulations, you know, the ups, the downs, the arguments, the real life stuff that we've gone through to get to this point, which might be similar to what you're going through. It might not be. It might be something that you'll come across in time to come. So it's just about us getting to that point where we can show you all of that, really, and share it with you, I suppose. I suppose this is a bit waffly, really, isn't it? But but I don't mean for it to be waffly. I just think that we have these deep conversations, me and Reese. Just nice to kind of share those with you, really, and for you to see that we think a lot about the messages that you send us, and it sparks off sometimes these huge conversations that are quite philosophical and stuff. But if you're out there and you're at a point in your life where you're really happy doing what you're doing, good on you, and keep doing it. And if you're out there at a point in your life where you're wanting to make a change, make a change. You don't have to work your entire life in the same job. I've met people that changed my life and my outlook on life when I went to university as an adult student when I was in my early 20s. And I met people who were in the 70s going and doing a degree course. And I'm like, why are you doing this? Why are you know, obviously you're not going to start a new career in your 70s. But it were people that they just wanted to do it. They'd always wanted to study it, and they'd wanted to do it, and they wanted to broaden their mind and learn about something. Great, brilliant. And other people that wanted to completely change their career in the 50s, they'd never done out like that before, and they wanted to completely change their career and do a psychology degree. Brilliant, go do it. I went back only a few years ago and did a master's degree. Just because I wanted to, because I wanted to better myself, I wanted to learn more about my subject that I were interested in, and so I did. It's about just developing yourself and whatever that might be, and that might be travel, it might be meeting new people, it might be studying, it might be a new job, it might be having children, it might be settling down, it might be doing lots of things. But I think what we're trying to get across to you is that we're not trying to lead you down a path of doing a certain thing in your life. We're not trying to say, in order for you to be happy, you need to jump in a van, travel the world, give up your job, give up your house, and go and do this, that, and the other, because that is not necessarily going to make you happy, and it's, you know, it's not for everybody. If we do that, that's the same as what people tell you, that you've got to work a 9-to-5 job, and you've got to do this, and you've got to do that, and you've got to get an house, and you've got to get a car, and you've got to buy this Gucci glasses, and you've got to keep up with everybody, and all this. It's the same thing, and we don't want to do the same thing. We're not doing that. We're not trying to just, you know, get you to follow a certain path. We just want you to see that freedom is about choice, and if you can make choice, then you can make happiness. And happiness leads to freedom. It's a circle.
Day 2 in Rhondda. Good morning, well, good afternoon actually, because we've been doing loads of work today. So we got a bit of editing done and
looking after Daisy as well.
Bit of work. Yeah, Daisy's not been too well, although she ate that blooming chicken.
She did eat that chicken, but she's been really quiet. She hasn't been wanting to eat. Just today, really, and she obviously, like, you know, if you watch her, she's got this problem with her brain's too big for her head, and it presses on her spine and it causes her problems. And when she starts in pain, usually what I do is just to straight away give her like a steroid tablet, and it usually knocks it on the head. But unfortunately, we'd not been able to get the prescription before we'd left the UK, and she's not got any with us. So, I thought, oh, it'll be fine because she hasn't had any problems in ages. It'll be fine. And then today, I'm not sure if that's what it is or not. We've been giving her like chicken, looking after her, just sitting in with her and stuff like that. And we're just trying to get her back.
Yeah.
But as soon as I got chicken out,
as soon as she got chicken out, she was like, oh, I'm poorly, Dad. I'm poorly. So I went up to the supermarket and got some chicken and some coffee for us. And as soon as she came back, she was like, I'm poorly. Oh, no, I'm not poorly now. And she cleared the plate, didn't she?
She did, yeah. I contacted a fellow YouTuber though, and you know who you are, so big thank you if you're watching, for giving us some advice on the vets around here and things like that. She seems like she's picking up a little bit. She's just very quiet.
Come on, Emma. We want to see the sights. I said to her, show me the sights and sounds of Rhondda. So she's Googling now to see what she can show me. There's meant to be like an epic bridge.
With no internet though, so it's like we've got to just use what you can see on the maps.
Just find it by doing the maps.
It's not always that simple because sometimes they're like empty when you go into them. It's quite difficult without. But I have starred them, so I can see the stars. I can see the stars, I just don't know what the stars mean. Right in there, Daisy. Good, thank you. How are you?
I think I'll get tartar di queso.
I want that one.
Try that.
New bridge in Rhondda, which basically joined together the old and the new parts of Rhondda. When you have a look, it's absolutely outstanding. It's beautiful. I'll show you, and it feels really romantic. The whole landscape feels romantic. And then I got sort of reading this board here that's like paying sort of respect, I suppose, to people who have travelled over the years and where Rhondda has inspired them to be able to write amazing poetry, do beautiful artwork and all that sort of thing. And they actually class those people as the people that have shaped the landscape of Rhondda. And it talks about like Ernest Hemingway and Orson Welles and things like that, and how they included things around the romanticising of landscapes, bullfighting, the Spanish culture, all that sort of stuff. And it's really interesting because it kind of relates back to what we were talking about last night, about how people who are going off and travelling the world and going to see things and going to broaden their mind are classed as these sort of almost like fluffy, like romantic travellers, when actually it's probably just because they wanted to go off and see the world and they wanted to get inspired by things. But it kind of feels like, even though they are paying sort of respect to them and on this on this board and sort of talking about what they've done for bringing tourism to the area and bringing tourism to Andalusia and things like that, it also kind of feels like they're being classed as these kind of, I don't know, these people that are searching for themselves, like we talked about last night. And actually really what they were doing is following their passion, weren't they? They were following their passion of travel and coming away from what was there at that point, which was the big kind of industrial revolution, 18th, 19th century, this move from the countryside to the cities to build, you know, organisations and all that sort of thing. And they were moving away from that and coming to find this beauty in the landscapes. Wouldn't you give anything to be in that lagoon? Oh, look at that. Oh, I can see myself in there. Oh, look at that little house.
Impressed you that, hasn't it?
It really has impressed me. I'm totally blown away by it. I'm totally blown. It's like something out of Harry Potter. It's like living in a magical world. I mean, I know I go on and on about this tiny house thing, but that little house down there with the stream running under it, oh, God, blimey. I mean, the birds are flying over it. It's literally like something out of a movie. You think that a whole village would have lived down there at some point on the edge of that cliff. But everything you've got, you know, I talk about having the water and everything. Like you've got the water, you've got the energy from the water, you've got the energy coming from the mountains, running stream there. You've got all the beautiful buildings around you. It's just, there's no words. There's no. I want to live there. So how do I live there? Tell me.
Emma's fallen in love with Rhondda.
Oh, it's just...
She thinks it's wonderful.
It's more than romantic, it's just, I don't know what the words are for it. Now, I like the new Rhondda, which is where we've been, but this, the old side of Rhondda, this is definitely more us. Like, there's always that bit of feeling at the other side that it won't quite us, because it's, well, basically, like, you walk around in the new Rhondda bit and it smells like Debenhams everywhere. It's like posh hotel soap and just about every type of perfume and aftershave you can imagine. I sneeze a lot. But this side of it, this is much more us. This is gorgeous.
Look at this old town here, so you've got the cobbles here and like these lovely little pretty shops selling these lovely rugs and pottery. Different, isn't it? This?
Yeah. It's like a completely different place.
It's like, the other side of it, where we were before, where I got my ice cream, it's very, like Emma said, very new, very modern shops. And then you cross up here, and it's just completely different.
Lots of handmade, handcrafted. You do get that in old towns, don't you? Where you see the contrast.
It's quite common to see handcrafted leather and stuff like that.
But it's such a contrast. you know, in what you've got here really when you get to this side of it. There's a lot of handmade blankets and clothes, and the buildings are just completely different. It was finished in the late 1700s, so if they weren't joined until that point, there would have been two completely separate places, wouldn't they?
Oh, yeah.
And they would have grown their own cultures, if you like, sort of developed their own cultures.
It's like a museum here.
I've come into this museum because Reese is outside watching Daisy. Absolutely beautiful artefacts in here. Oh wow, look at this. I've actually seen some of these carts running through the town with horses pulling them. It's more my thing, collection of old sewing machines, look. That one looks a bit like Reese there, doesn't it? Wait till I tell him that his face has been carved onto a pipe at some point in ancient history. Oh, it makes you really kind of harp after the time that's passed. The music in the background, it's even got that smell. It's got like a kind of that old sort of foisty smell that you get from old things. The size of this camera, I mean, you think about what we hold now. I'm carrying around a camera in my hand, and look at the size of that thing. Why were dolls in ancient times always quite scary? Hey up, hello. Oh wow, I thought I'd done. Come down these stairs and there's a whole other area down here. It just gets scarier and scarier actually down here. I don't think I like it, it's all a bit weird. Oh, look at this. She's a mermaid. I don't like this is a bit strange. This is about somebody in the 16th and 17th century who liked to drink the blood of people, young girls apparently, and she had 650 young women that she held captive. It's all a bit weird, is this, isn't it? Look at this guy. What's all that about? Sergio the Toad. This is all very, very, very strange. I think I'm ready for a sharp exit now, especially because I'm like downstairs in like a dungeon and it all feels a bit weird. We've got cages and stuff. Look, I'm not really sure what all this is about. When I take this back up to Reese and he views this, he's going to be wondering, where have you been? Did you go into a bit that you weren't meant to go into? Okay, Reese, right, this were really weird. I'm serious, it were really, really weird.
Right.
Because
didn't you enjoy yourself?
No, wait till you watch it. When I went in, you walk around and the guy said to me, you start here and you go around and you end up back here, basically. I noticed a set of stairs going down, so I thought, oh, there must be another bit. So I went downstairs. It's weird, they've got like dead mermaids and big like devil things and people chained up to the ceiling and cages and people getting whipped and all sorts of stuff.
See what's this way.
Oh, look at that.
Wow, look at that building. Oh my goodness, that's nice, isn't it?
Oh, it's beautiful.
The architecture on that. Quite
Nice.
a lot of wealth here, quite a lot of money. I've just been in a cafe with Emma in that museum to get a Fanta lemon. And it was all the wine and everything, you know, you stand with your hand behind your back. And then the guy that were getting served it kind of swilled his wine glass round, sniffed it, and then clicked his fingers for the guy to pour more wine.
Freedom is carving out the opportunity for change and having the courage to make the change to be happy.
Choose happiness and be free because it's all out there waiting for you.